Hello and welcome. So here you are, you've gone through a week of the Gateway to Success and Abundance. And now I'm going to take you on a little bit different of an exploration. This week's exploration has to do with the mental body. And I'm going to introduce to you this concept of the round table and how in our psyche there exists all kinds of different voices and voices that show up at various times in our lives. And they show up for various reasons as well, especially if there's been something traumatic or painful that's taken place in our lives. There'll often be kind of like a sub-personality that comes online. And sometimes it's there to help us with coping. Sometimes it's there to help us move through something that's painful. And sometimes it comes on just as another personality, another expression of who we are, maybe a creative expression of who you are. Or maybe there was some suppression to that creativity. So there was a voice that maybe came online when someone told you it wasn't okay to be creative. And therefore you needed to be the not creative, the logical, the practical one. And so that voice may be really strong in your psyche. And so know that it's absolutely normal. We all have many voices, and they all play really specific roles for us in our psyche. Some are there with one goal in mind, and that goal is to help us succeed, or that goal is to help us be a really good mother or a really good father, or that goal is to help us be a powerful athlete. Whatever it is that you're strongly identified with on a personality level, that's some indication of what the primary voices are that are operating in your psyche. And so this exploration, understanding that it might be a little bit new for some of you, is really about starting to pay attention to the different voices and to begin almost becoming a witness to these voices, knowing that we are not ever any one particular voice. We're actually a combination of all of the voices. And there's a part of us even that is more aware than any one of those voices, or all of them put together. And so the joy and the power of this kind of exploration is to realize that when all of these voices start coming online and going, oh, you're not good enough, or you're not going to succeed, or you better stop doing that, it's too hard, or whatever voices are playing themselves out in your mind, that there's actually a part of you that is aware beyond maybe the mundane aspect of what that voice is trying to get you to do or to believe or to understand. And so knowing that there is this part of you that is really aware of kind of the lesson or the learning that each one of the individual voices is here to give us, then the invitation here with this exercise or this practice is to start to listen to the voices and recognizing maybe certain personality types that come out in each one of the voices, starting to identify them, maybe even giving them a name, like the inner critic. And we all have this inner critic voice inside of us. And this whole exploration is about starting to develop a relationship with each one of these different voices, maybe by naming them, maybe by, letting them say what they need to say and recognizing where those voices are coming from and what that voice is wanting you to know about yourself or about this current experience that you're having. And I would really recommend that you take some time just to listen to the conversations going on in your mind and explore the different voices and be aware that there is this part of you and what, in voice dialogue kind of language, we use the term the aware ego. So there's this aware ego that's a part of you that has the ability to actually listen to all of these voices and synthesize kind of what each one is saying, what each one is wanting from you, what kind of contract maybe you've got with each one of them, and take all that information and create some higher awareness from it and actually make a choice from a really conscious place of, yes, I hear you, inner critic. I know what it is you're trying to say right now, and I'm actually still okay with this particular situation. I'm actually feeling good about myself anyway, even though that voice might be going on and on and on inside my mind. And so explore your aware ego, see where it takes you, see what kind of, maybe even like a little bit of a separation you can create between the aware ego and each one of those individual voices. And there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of of growth that can take place when we start to separate those voices out and realize that you are not any one of those voices. You are actually all of them, and something greater than all of them at the same time. So I have lots of links and information about voice dialogue and shadow work and just really great resources on kind of exploring this way of thinking and this way of processing the inner mind a little bit better. So enjoy all of this and feel free to make any comments, or if you have any questions, just fire them off. Have a beautiful day.